Father Jim and Father Felix and Father Larry, all this here at St. Rose and all this at my father's house for Tony loves so much. We offer to you, Lorraine, and to your family, and that's to you, Joey, our sincerest sympathy. When we heard that Tony had died, Judy, who's our executive director, she wept. We loved him. I had a special name for him, we called him Antoine. He was my friend, and every Sunday he'd be there at my father's house. He learned to love all of us, Judy and Jim, and David and Dorothy, and Keith and Catalina, and Maria, Dylan, especially Eric. Eric was our cook. And every Sunday after Mass, Tony would head for our dinette. We always had something for him. He was a kid about the fact when he was growing up, he had a little Jewish friend, Sammy. And Sammy's mother would say every day, as the monsters would, Sammy, don't forget your books. And Tony's mother would say, Tony, don't forget your lunch. He was a wonderful, wonderful man, and for some reason, God had chosen him to be a victim soul. He suffered much. Years and years he suffered. And we were there for him to help comfort him. I firmly believe that Tony went straight to heaven because he served his purgatory on earth. He loved and he prayed. He loved his wife with unusual devotion. Past 3 weeks we renewed their vows. And they stood facing each other, and Tony looked into Lorraine's eyes once again and said, I promise that my love for you will never bind you down in your aspirations under God. I will continue to be faithful and true, and to give to you my love freely and generously. I have continued to share everything. My laughter, my tears, my joys, my sorrows, my love and myself with you always. And Joey was always there with me. We're going to miss him tremendously. But if truth be told, he's more alive than any one of us. To realize that you and I are never, ever going to die. We're going to live forever and ever and ever and ever. You say, well, what would 2 old men in their 80s have to share? A lot. You see, we are what's called the last generation of people who knew America. In our lifetime, in the United States, every law, every commandment was backed up by law. Remember that. Idolatry was illegal. We were a nation under God. To blaspheme the name of Jesus was illegal. To open a business on Sunday was illegal. Not to respect parental rights was illegal. Abortion, euthanasia, and murder were all illegal, so it was indecent public exposure. We were a nation under God. We talked about that. He had some favorite songs that she stated that, Be Not Afraid, On Eagle's Wing, Here I Am, Lord. And always there was Tony. He had his head on straight. He loved God. He loved his wife, his beautiful wife, with unusual devotion. They were one. We used to kid, if you pinched Tony, Lorraine would feel the pain. They were one in mind, one in heart. And he loved us. So I ask you to pray, just in case he may be in purgatory, pray that his soul will be completely purified. But also realize that someday we're going to meet him again, where the love of Jesus Christ, who destroys all things, will destroy even death itself. And we're going to live together with him forever and ever and ever. With great sadness, I can honestly tell you, we'll miss him. We'll miss him greatly. He was part of, we called them the grandparents of my father's house. And we all loved him. And he loved us. Judy and Jim and David and Dorothy and Keith and Catalina, Maria, Dylan, especially Eric. Eric was our cook. So we're all going to miss him, and we ask you to pray for him, and also realize that from his place, he now prays for us. That someday we shall see him again, with the love of Jesus Christ destroys all things, even death itself. Jesus says, I am the resurrection, and I am the life. And anyone who puts their faith in me, even though they be dead, shall live. Every living person who puts their faith in me shall never, ever die alone. Tony had what was called a personal relationship with Jesus. He loved the Eucharist, he loved Jesus, he loved his family, he loved the church, he loved St. Rose, and he also loved my father's house. So on behalf of all of us in Ray, we offer you sincere sympathy. And we'll continue to be with you and your family and you, Joey, and give you our love freely and generously, because that's what Tony did for us. He gave his love freely and generously. There's a poem, I think, that sums up his life. When he was 4 times 3, he said, "This whole world looks good to me. Over the sky seemed bad. But then how could he know the older that you grow? The childhood wasn't meant to last." The Lord blessed by and said to Tony, "Another door is opening soon." When it was 5 times 4, he thought he found that door. It opened wide the gates of time. But then how could he know the older that you grow? There's always one more hill to climb. The Lord sat down and said to him, "Tony, another door is opening soon." Well, now he's 8 times 10. He looks at young men who seem to know what life's about. But then how can they know the older that you grow? The more you learn to live without. The Lord came in and said, "Tony, I am that door that's open wide from now until eternity. I'm the resurrection and the life, because you have believed in me, you shall live forever and ever."